What's up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome. If you're new to the channel, this is Life Between Classes. I'm Holly. This is Zizou. And this is where we talk about what's going on in your life and in your mind between classes. And we just launched the Fall 2020 Joy in the Journey Challenge, which is where we're going to be taking this fall semester, if you are working and thinking in the academic calendar, or basically the next 3 months, so the next 12 weeks, we're going to be taking and focusing on our journey to a goal, whatever that goal is for you. But the point that we're making here is we're focusing on embracing the process and finding joy in the journey itself. So we've talked about a few things so far. I'm just going to quickly recap, but you can go back and watch the previous check-in videos if you want further explanation in case you missed those. So some of the things we've talked about so far have been how are we fueling ourselves, right? Like physically, mentally, spiritually. Are we taking good care of ourselves? Are we eating well? Are we sleeping well? Are we paying attention to what other things we're consuming, in the form of media, what we're reading, what we're listening to, who we're spending time with, because all of these things can fuel us, they can energize us, or they can deplete us and they can weigh us down. So that's one thing to keep in mind. How are you fueling yourself? Zizou, I'm like fighting with Zizou, right? He's right below me here. There he is. He's in a little bit of a feisty mood. We've also talked about, let's see, what story are you telling yourself, or what stories are you telling yourself? What are your thoughts about whatever it is that you're focusing on for this journey? So, for example, if you are using this challenge to support you in a foreign language course that you're taking this fall, which, by the way, I think that's a great use of this challenge. So if you're taking a language course, if you know someone who's taking a foreign language course this fall, share the video with them, because that is like my area of expertise, having spent 10 years of my life being a Spanish professor. I would love to coach you on that journey. And so if your destination is making it through the course, getting a decent grade, or even further off, maybe becoming fluent in that language, you would want to think about the thoughts that you have about your ability to do that. Why don't you head over there? Yeah, okay, you can settle right there. So what stories are we telling ourselves? The other thing that we've been talking about is getting some clarity around what is our destination. Okay, kind of the what of this project is where we want to be in 12 weeks. Okay, and maybe that is something very specific for you, something that you need to accomplish. Like I know one of our participants is using this to support her in writing a grant or applying for a grant. And so that would be probably a pretty specific destination. Maybe it's just a feeling that you want to have. Maybe you want to get back into playing the guitar or playing the piano, and you want to enjoy it again, which is similar to mine, because for me, this is a kind of recovery of my creativity and reviving my art practice. So my destination is a feeling of being, of enjoying making art again, and a feeling of following through on something that I've been saying for a while now that I wanted to do, which is get back into my art. So identifying the what, the destination, and then thinking about why you want to do that thing. What's your motivation behind it? Okay, so I talk about that a little bit more in the previous video. So that's the quick recap. What next? So I wanted to check in with you today to tell you about the sketching that I was doing yesterday. So I I'm approaching this, I'm kind of taking myself back to the basics when it comes to artwork. So I was an art major in college. I've been through all those foundation courses, and I developed within those 4 years a pretty sophisticated art practice. And by the end of those 4 years, I was making pretty conceptual work, well composed, deep, meaningful work. And ideally, I would love to just step right back into kind of where I left off. But I've realized through this creative recovery, this process that I've really just started, I've realized that that's kind of unrealistic for me to expect to dive right back into that level of work that I was creating in college. So I'm taking myself back to the basics and really beginning with the foundation for artwork, which is drawing, which is something that I always used to enjoy, and I haven't done consistently for a while. So I'm using that as a step that I can practice consistently as part of this process of reviving my creativity and reviving my art practice. So my goal is to sketch for about an hour a day. So I sat down to do that yesterday, and I was drawing this little succulent and this shell, right? I was planning on just doing like some quick sketches about it, but something funny happened. I got really sucked in to this drawing, and all of a sudden, like an hour had passed and I had barely even done much, or what seemed like not that much. So I'll show it to you. This is what I came up with. And it was one of those moments where it kind of reminded me, I mean, to me, this doesn't look like an hour's work. But it definitely, it took longer than I intended. I took longer than I intended on that drawing. And it made me think of, if you watch Parks and Rec, the episode where Ben Wyatt spends like 3 days making this or maybe it's like a whole week making this claymation video, and then the video, which he thinks of as like this masterpiece, and then he goes to show it to Leslie and it's like 3 seconds long. It's kind of how I felt about this. That's also probably like the inner critic talking in my brain. But anyway, my takeaway from that is that that's fine. That was good practice. I did enjoy it. I also felt like it was really hard. Like there were moments while I was doing that, I was like, oof, I just can't solve this. I can't quite get the right curve on this or the right angle. But even so, I enjoyed it and I think it was good practice. But I noticed something about myself, and this is the self-awareness piece. Right. So remember, we're working with 5 characteristics. I don't think I mentioned that in the beginning of this video, but we're using this challenge to strengthen 5 areas. And those are motivation, consistency, courage, self-awareness, and resilience. So the self-awareness piece kicked in when I realized my tendency towards perfectionism was kicking in there. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is something for me to be aware of and to know, and to, I guess, be intentional with when I actually want to be perfecting something. So for the way I'm looking at sketching is it's like a drill. It's an exercise. I'm like flexing that muscle, just like practicing that movement in a way, if that makes sense. And I want to do this in smaller doses. Oop, I don't know what just happened with the lighting there. So I want to do this in smaller doses. I don't want to let myself get sucked into just one drawing, unless I decide in advance that that's my intention. So I'm going to be working at like developing consistency around my sketching by doing smaller time periods. And I'm actually going to start using a timer as I do this. And I'll draw for like maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I'll set the timer and then move on to another drawing. And kind of do that quickly and consistently. Okay, so think about how you might want to do something like that in your project. So maybe, you know, if it's for a course, say it's a Spanish course, maybe you'll practice verb conjugations for like 15 minutes at a time, or study vocabulary for like, I don't know, 20 minutes a day. So sometimes those little chunks of time practicing something can actually go a long way when we do it consistently. And what was I going to say? Right, doing it consistently, and also avoiding letting ourselves get sucked in to something is going to prevent like burnout. You know, if you spend too long on something and then you just wear yourself out and you get frustrated and you might not even be happy with the results in the end. Okay, so that's my takeaway from my sketching adventures yesterday. And I did a few more things. I'll show you one more. I was drawing the orchids, so that came out kind of nice actually. Didn't spend as long on that one because I was aware at that point. Okay, and then, you know, I'm really struggling here. I'm really struggling, buddy. I'm fending off the cat once again. Okay, so the next thing I was going to tell you about is my artist date. Yeah. So I told you I was going to take myself on an artist date, which is an activity recommended in this book by Julia Cameron, which I've been following. It's like an 8-week plan, 10-week, 8-week, whatever. It's a plan for helping blocked creatives recover their practice, which has been great for me. And one of the things that she recommends is taking yourself out on a date by yourself once a week to do something just out of the ordinary for you, to just break out of your routine, doing something that's just for you, just to fuel your creativity. And a big thing that she emphasizes in this book, which I feel like honestly we could all use a little bit more of, is to sort of embrace our inner child and to bring more fun and more play into our day-to-day lives, right? It's so easy to get sucked into the seriousness of life and, you know, the heavy things that we see happening around us. But it can be nice to sort of balance that with something lighter, something more playful. Okay, so anyway, with that being said, I'll tell you where I took myself. Turns out I am a cheap date. You're gonna think this is crazy. I took myself to the dollar store. Before you judge me just yet, I'll just tell you, this was actually one of the artist dates that she recommends in the book. Go to the dollar store, embrace your inner child, and buy a couple, like, I mean, I spent like maybe $10 here, not even, buying some fun things to add a little play to your day. So I will show you what I got for myself. Well, I started off with, look what I found, combos, which I talk about on one of the previous check-ins. Used to be like a go-to road trip snack that I haven't had in years. So I got myself some combos. I'm gonna save them for my my little road trip this weekend. I got, oh, this is kind of fun. Glow stick bracelets. When's the last time you've worn a glow stick? Those are super fun. I don't know, maybe I did in college some, but haven't in a while. And check this out. Bubbles. I haven't played with bubbles in ages. Nope, not for you. Let's see, can I get out the little wand thingy here? Let's see, ready? That didn't go so well. Let me try again. I'm gonna make a mess here. Zizou's confused. Ready? Let me blow at him. Woo! Maybe I should take these outside. Anyway, I'm gonna take them with me this weekend. I'm going to visit my my nieces, so they'll probably enjoy bubbles and the glow sticks as well. What else did I buy? Oh, I got oh, here we go. I got myself some Junior Mints because this was also one of my favorite candies when I was a kid. This is like my go-to for like when you go to see a movie. Junior Mints, so have some of those. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Pop Rocks. When is the last time you've had Pop Rocks? I think I need to try these now. This is gonna be fun. I have, oh my God, made in Spain. No way. Zizou, sorry buddy, gotta put you down. That's so funny. Made in Spain. Thank you, Spain, for Pop Rocks. Okay, how am I gonna do this? I pour them like right into my mouth. I'm getting close to the microphone. Oh my God, this is so crazy. It's like fireworks in my mouth. I don't know. I don't know if it's picking up on the sound. Not that you need to hear it. Oh, this is so fun. Now I'm gonna have red colored tongue. Actually, not that bad. Just stuck my tongue out on a YouTube video. Oh my goodness. I got ring pops, also mostly for my nieces because I think they enjoy those. Oh, I got a jump rope because I've been wanting to do like jump roping, but it turns out this is a kid-sized one. So that'll also be going to my nieces as well. And that's it for that bag. And then one more thing, which maybe you already spotted. You're gonna think I'm even crazier after you see this, but I bought hula hoops. I don't even know what gave me this idea, but it's been a long time since I have used a hula hoop. And I thought these were really pretty. Oh, I almost knocked over my water. Check out these colors. Look, this one is like, the big one is like a peacock design. Peacock feathers, I don't know if you can make that out. And then the small one, I also love. It has like skull and crossbones on it. I don't know if you can make that out anywhere. So fun. So I took these out in my backyard yesterday after I brought them home, and I can still hula hoop. I am proud to report that I've still got it. Actually, at first I couldn't, and I was like, oh no, I've lost it. And then I just kept trying a few more times. I probably looked absolutely ridiculous doing this in my backyard, but I don't think anyone was watching, but now you all know. So that's probably a fun image. Anyway, it's super fun. Hula hooping is really a good time. I highly recommend that you join me in this. Get yourself a hula hoop, go outside and act like a kid again. So that's that. That was my artist date. Yeah, it was fun. Dollar stores are fun, and definitely has gotten me more in touch with my inner child, which according to Julia Cameron is like the nucleus of our creativity. But I say it's good for anyone to just bring some play into everyday life and don't lose touch with your inner child. So why don't you tell me in the comments something like, what was your favorite candy or your favorite game as a kid? Something that connects yourself with your inner child. We'll do favorite candy. That's an easy one. You can tell me your favorite candy as a kid. Okay. What else? I guess that's it for today. That was my check-in. Like I said, I'm going to do some more sketching, and I think Thursday I'm going to paint. I'm going to do some more painting. I don't know what yet, but we will find out one day at a time. Okay, so just know that I am cheering you on in whatever you are doing today. Remember, it's about baby steps. It's about embracing the process, and bring someone else along on this journey with you so that you can do it with them. And I'm here for you. I'll be checking in again tomorrow. I feel like there was something else I was going to say, but I guess that's it for now. So have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.